Welcome everybody to another ear-tickling, eye-popping, exciting episode of HomeKit Insider. You've got me, as always, Andrew O'Hara, and here with me is not Stephen Robles. This is, once more, it is my wife, Faith, joining us.
Hello.
We're going to talk about all things smart home, HomeKit, everything like that.
All the good stuff.
Absolutely. And I know for those that listened to the last 2 episodes or so, we announced that Stephen was stepping away from the show, leaving a massive, Stephen-shaped hole in the podcast. So we did not know what the HomeKit Insider was going to look like for Apple Insider. And there was a lot of, discussion on what was going to work and not work. It's not like this is the massive money maker for us or anything. And it came back to we wanted to do this for the community. We like doing this and we did not want to see it end. So we are going to be changing things up just a little bit going forward other than Stephen's departure. So first up, Faith here is going to help step into some of the production role. She's going to help edit audio and getting everything uploaded and out for you guys. So she's going to be working behind the scenes as well as occasionally popping here in front of the camera to talk about stuff that she likes in smart home, stuff she doesn't like in our smart home.
Just please be patient with me. I love to learn, but it might take a little while to get it down, but I'm willing to learn and work hard at it. So I'm excited.
So right now, Faith's going to be on this episode with us, of course. And then next week, Wesley Hilliard, for anyone who listens to the Apple Insider podcast, be familiar with him. Yes. He's going to be hanging out with me and, again, tackling all the HomeKit news. But I think we have some fun, exciting guests coming up after that I don't want to spoil, partially to keep you guys, teased just a little bit. Yeah. Also, because nothing's locked in yet. There's no firm dates on recording and scheduling. So I don't want to overcommit to things and then fall through. But
good point.
That's what the HomeKit Insider show is going to look like from now on. We're going to have me here every week. You're stuck with me, rotating guests, Faith helping on the production side. Going to keep doing what we do, hopefully making the show better and better every single episode. So with that said, we got some stuff to talk about. We got some hands-on stuff to talk about. This is what Stephen does. Ready? Right? Oh. It's a tease. For anyone watching on the podcast, there's a little flash, and they just got a little bit of it. That sounds weird for anyone listening. I'm showing a HomeKit item. I'm not flashing anything else. So it's a smart home item.
That's probably good to explain that.
It
just
is.
In case, you never know.
So starting off, Amazon. Amazon finally has a new app coming out. They have updated the Alexa app. I'm sorry if I set off your device right now, but it has been a long time coming. The app is rolling out this week for iOS and Android. Basically, it makes it a lot easier to control your smart home. Normally, we don't talk about that Amazon Assistant on this show, but with the whole Matter ecosystem, bringing everybody together as friends, we're at least calling it out. So if you are a specific person that's living in the Amazon ecosystem and using a lot of these smart home things that are connected to Matter and HomeKit, you are going to be very excited because there is a much better looking app that has been long overdue.
So it looked nice when you went over to it.
Pulled up our little screenshots here.
Yeah.
Next up on the list, Journey. If you remember, we had some stuff in a couple episodes ago over this desk mat that we got here and some charging bags, like sleeves for laptops. They have a new wallet coming out. So I've been using this one quite a bit. Faith is familiar with it. This is the ESR wallet, which has it's a stand. It pops open into a stand. It holds 3 cards in the back, and there's a little finger ring here for my phone. So this is the one that I have been using.
I play with this one a lot.
It's like a fidget toy.
Yes.
I like it a lot. So what do you think compared to this one? This is the new LOC8 MagSafe Finder Wallet and Stand from Journey. So right now they're saying this is already sold out already. It was just announced, but this too will hold 3 cards, MagSafe, and is fully integrated into FindMy, just like the ESR wallet. So you can see this in your FindMy app, get alerted when you leave it behind. What do you think? What do you think between the two of these? Because there are some little design differences here.
There are. So I'm looking at both of them side by side here. So that the new one doesn't have the finger pocket.
The little grip, yeah.
Yes. So, I mean, I don't know what that would, if the new one would slide into your pocket a little bit better, but this is so thin, I feel like it goes in and out of your pocket nicely too, but, sorry, go ahead.
That one looks really, really sleek. The new one from Journey, it's very slim and smooth looking. And I've noticed, like, Faith, if you feel like towards the top of where, like, the hinge is, I can feel like the faux leather, like, the edging of it has started to come off. Like, right there, you can kind of feel it. I guess if we can, we have the camera set up, so if you're watching, you're not going to be able to see this anyway. But there's, like, the edges of this wallet on the top, here and here, are starting to crack and peel a little bit. Right. So, you know, I'm curious at how the Journey one will hold up comparatively. It looks really, really sleek. I like the looks of it. It looks
very nice. Yes. Very, very nice. And I like that color too. It's kind of, what do we say, like a dark gray, or is it?
Yeah, it looks like a dark gray. Like it's
not
like
quite black.
Yeah, it's just shy of black. So we'll see. We'll see. It looks really nice, but those are coming out now. Launching for $90, $89. They say this initial batch is already sold out, but we'll have in the show notes, so depending on when you listen to this, check it out if you're interested. So the Eve motion blinds, those have finally been updated to support Matter. So again, this is something Faith, I know, is very familiar with in our house.
Yes, in our bedroom.
Yep, and our bathroom has them as well.
Yes.
I have really liked them. I think they've worked really well.
Yes. I know. I like, because they are a little see-through, but...
We have the blackout ones in the bedroom, and then the, whatever you want to call them, but yeah, the partially see-through ones.
But you can't see it. Like, I've been outside and looked in, and you can't see anything through them. So they're very nice, too. And I like that we could set up that, like, oh, good night scene, and it shuts everything off, or it shuts everything down, and which I think is nice.
Yeah, I think so far those have worked really well for us, and now that promised Matter update is available, so cross-platform functionality here, because it was launched solely with the HomeKit support. They're definitely one of our favorite, most, cost-effective smart shades out there. They connect over Thread. They charge up over USB-C. We rarely have to charge them.
I don't think have we charged them?
I have plugged them in at least once.
Oh, I'm glad you're on top of it. Yes.
So yeah,
I have not.
At least one time we've charged them since having them.
But we've had them for a while, though.
We've had them for like a couple years now. We've had them basically since launch, and we've had to charge them like one time. So they have lasted a long time.
And in my mind, no times. So
clearly, yes. Fun fact, if you just do it, they never need charged.
Yes.
Never need charged.
Good to know.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, more accessories, the Onvis Sensor SMS2, which sounds like the name of a boat.
It does.
Look, the SMS2 is coming into the harbor. Carrying smart home accessories. I was an old-timey dock worker. I didn't have an end to it. I had just the beginning. You were going to take it and run with it, and you just...
I did not.
No, but the Onvis Sensor SMS2 is launched, so this is primarily a motion sensor. It looks identical to the original Onvis motion sensor. We have a picture here that Faith and I can look at while we describe it to you, but it's a white rectangle with a gray, smaller rectangle on the front, which is where the light is detected and motion is sensed. But aside from motion, it still does temperature and humidity. Those were all on the original model. What's new here is this new SMS2 works over Thread. So we like Thread. It's fast and responsive. I have not tested this, so I can't tell you how quick it is, but I can tell you that any of the Bluetooth ones that I've tested, there's always that delay. And Thread is so much quicker than Bluetooth typically is. So I'm excited for this because there's nearly no motion sensors that use Thread. I think the only one that I know of, and I feel like Faith knows of less of them that I do is just the Eve motion sensor. So we use that in our basement. You walk downstairs and immediately the lights come on, and it's worked very well. So now we have 2. There's at least 2, and I'm guessing there's 1 or 2 more on the market. But the other change on the SMS2 compared to the original is they've added a light sensor in there. So you can run different automations based on if there's lights on or off. So maybe if the lights are off or if it's dark in the room and you detect motion, do something, whatever. But you can run different automations based on whether or not it is light in the room. I think we should take a break right now, Faith, and we should thank our sponsor for this episode. Sound good to you?
Yeah.
Perfect. This is one of those brands that Faith is very, very familiar with, even if she has no idea.
Tell me about it.
I'm going to tell you all about Shopify, okay? So whether you are someone who is buying stuff from online or if you are someone who is selling stuff online, you should know about Shopify. So as far as on the development side of things, you are a merchant, you are selling, Shopify is a fantastic platform to use from the beginning to the end. It is so easy to implement. You can sell physical goods, you can sell digital goods, and some of the biggest shops out there are using Shopify. Faithers, did you know that Allbirds uses Shopify?
No.
You've used Shopify.
And I
Moment
love Allbirds.
uses Shopify.
Love them too.
Another great one. There are so many stores that are using Shopify and you don't even know it. On the consumer side of things, it's what makes it really easy to track your orders. Because once you're done, if you've ever seen it says like track with the Shop app, that's Shopify. It'll kick you right over. Yep. Track all your stuff.
I just delivered a Christmas present. And now that you say that, I had it on there.
You use Shopify and it was super easy, painless, has Apple Pay built in on the buying side. There are so many reasons to check out Shopify, whether you're selling, whether you are buying. It's an absolute go-to platform for online commerce. Shopify actually powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US, and Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, Brooklinen, and millions of others across 175 different countries. Absolutely crazy. So,
a lot of different places.
Absolutely. So business that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/HomeKit, all lowercase. So go to shopify.com/HOMEKIT, HomeKit in all lowercase, now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/HomeKit. Thank you again to Shopify for sponsoring this episode. So, more kind of follow-ups. So this is like half news, half kind of reoccurring stuff that we had from a couple previous episodes. So first up, Ecobee doorbell. This is the current doorbell that we are rocking on our house.
Yep.
And I'd say like an episode or 2 ago, talked about the fact that the Ecobee doorbell was updated to allow for activity notifications. So that would give you the alerts on your phone through the Home app and, importantly, on the Apple TV when motion is detected. And it worked, right?
Yes.
It did.
All the time.
It did. I'm not a liar.
It is
but
true.
All of a sudden I had like a few people reaching out to me and saying, hey, does it work? Because they could not get it to work. And I didn't know if it was like maybe like the update hasn't finished rolling out or there was some other thing going on. But now that I had looked into it, ours is also not working.
No. And it was like, I didn't even notice it at first. And I thought maybe it didn't, I don't know if they were that sneaky or something. I don't know. But then it just didn't work at all. Because I would always have to hit the, it's just the UPS man. And I would hit the menu button and the screen would go away. But then that didn't happen at all. And so now it's just not working.
Yeah, so unfortunately I don't have an update, but I had a lot of people reach out to me on this, so I wanted to talk about it, and I have reached out to Ecobee on an update here to see if they can tell me what's going on, because it isn't working for me any longer. It seems like it's showing, like, if I go into the Apple TV settings, it has, like, activity notifications turned on and everything looks set up correctly in the Home app, but we're not seeing these notifications. So I'm not sure what's going on, but hopefully I'll have another update for you guys next week. So if you have been kind of waiting on that saga, maybe part 3 on the next episode when Wes joins me. So stay tuned
Hopefully.
for that. I know it's really annoying whether I'm down here like in the studio or you're up in like the living room working. It's really helpful to get a notification that like someone is at the door before they even press on that doorbell. Mm-hmm. And it's been really annoying, frankly, to not have that show up on the television or anything else. So I hope this comes very soon and they figure out whatever has been going on.
I hope so too. Especially if you're like waiting for something to come, or if they need a signature.
Or if you have a child asleep and you're worried someone's going to ring a doorbell,
say that.
or the dogs are going to flip out.
I feel like they'll flip out either way. They're kind of our camera for right now.
Basically.
Yes.
Well, turning to Apple accessories, we had to celebrate a birthday this week.
Oh.
AirPods Max have turned
Happy birthday.
3 years old. It's been 3 years since these came into our lives, and they're feeling a little old. Now, fortunately, I wanted to revisit this a little bit because rumors have still persisted that we're going to see a new version of AirPods Max in 2024. So it could be approaching like the 4th birthday of these. Faith is not seeing these that much because if I use them, I use them kind of in the studio. But I want you to take a hands-on with those as I kind of talk about some of the features that we're going to see. And I want to hear what you think that we're going to see or would you like to see on a newer version based on just feeling them out. So first up, it sounds like audio quality is always going to get boosted. We're also going to have Apple's latest generation of wireless chips in there. Now, the current version of the AirPods Max don't have Apple's latest H series chips, which means they're not getting all of Apple's latest features. So like AirPods Pro 2 got updated with conversational awareness, where it can automatically turn down your volume or pause your media when you're talking to somebody.
I noticed that when we went on the plane.
Yep.
And every time the captain would come on, my AirPod, and I even asked you, I was like, why does it keep doing that? I had no idea. Sorry.
Yep, that is what's going on. So it's actually like muting your audio or lowering your audio while somebody else is talking. Yeah. So that is not available on the AirPods Max. Apple's adaptive audio, where it automatically changes the balance of noise cancellation to transparency mode based on your surroundings, also not here. We also don't have the personalized volume, where it'll automatically adjust your volume based on where you're at. Also not available here. Finally, despite these being Apple's priciest headphones, we do not get lossless audio with the Vision Pro launching in 2024. Supposedly March of 2024 at the moment is when we'll get Vision Pro. But these will not support lossless audio when directly connected, though the AirPods Pro 2 will. So there are kind of a lot of just features that are already available on Apple's other headsets that aren't available here software-wise. But I also think that we're going to get USB-C. That just makes sense because the AirPods Pro moved that way. And I feel like we also might get a new version of this. What are your takes on this, Faith?
I like that there's a magnet on there because it's easy to open and shut. But I don't know. Does it really protect the top part? I don't know how I feel about that. I know
now that we're 3 years in, I've heard people say that their top has been damaged or sagging on these, which is like it's just such a thin fabric and it's not protected.
Say with that mesh on there that could get, but I like how open it is and how light it makes that part. But I could see how not having a cover on there could damage it pretty fast.
But otherwise, I think these still look pretty good. I mean, these still look like a nice set of headphones. So.
And I do like how they fold like that because that's easy to put like in a bag or something.
We've seen a new version. It doesn't even look that great. Like it doesn't. I don't know. I never thought that. Like it never really bothered me. But I just don't think that it even looks that nice to warrant its kind of overall lack of protection. So
it's not like as easy to. I mean, it's doable, but it's not as like easy to pull in and out of the case. But I don't know. I'm excited to see the new ones. That'd be fun.
I know, me too. Well, I'm thinking that we will get them in 2024. I think that's going to be something Apple's going to launch. Probably later in the year, though, would be my guess. Sounds like we're going to have a busy March if we're going to get new, M3 MacBook Airs. If we're going to get new iPad Pros, all supposedly launching in March. New Mac peripherals with USB-C, and Vision Pro. So it seems like it'll be busy March. So I don't know if we're going to get those later in the year, mid-year, end of the year, something like that.
I'm always excited about the Macs coming out.
I know.
Especially the Air.
I know. I think you're in the market for a new Air this next time, aren't you?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I just like looking at them.
Well, you know who also sees and hears everything?
Who?
Santa. Well, besides Santa, it's either your work employer or anyone else who's spying on your internet if you're not using a VPN. See what I did? Wasn't that a good transit?
That's a great transit.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you, everybody. But it's time to check out our next sponsor. You've heard from them before. It is ExpressVPN. And they honestly make a good point. We tell our kids to worry about, Santa, who is watching everything that you do. And if you're using an unsecure network, or even what you think is a private network, it could be, at work. It could be, a hospital or that you're signing into, and you think that your traffic is going to be protected, but a lot of the times it's not, and people can see everything that you're doing, and you could be paying bills, you could be entering passwords on these unsecure, not private, public networks. And the easiest thing that you can do is use a VPN like ExpressVPN. So check this thing out. It's going to help protect yourself, keep yourself safe. It's also great for traveling. I know Steven always used to say this, and ExpressVPN is still not telling us to say this, but if you ever wanted to watch shows and you're like locked out, maybe you're in the US and you want to watch shows that are like in the UK or something, or maybe you're traveling abroad and you want to appear that you're back stateside to watch, TV or football games, or maybe you're in the US and you can't watch, hockey because it's locked to your region, and you got to change where you're at, and a VPN can help with that. So check out VPN. As they say, take yourself off the naughty list with the #1 rated VPN. Go to expressvpn.com/HKI and get 3 extra months for free. That's expressvpn.com/HKI. expressvpn.com/HKI. Save those extra 3 months for free. Thank you to ExpressVPN for keeping us safe and sponsoring this episode. So, we had another a fun thing to check out here, Faith. I don't know if any of you guys know this, but Faith loves speakers.
Oh, yes. I think we mentioned that a couple times.
She's got a problem for speakers, which works out well because we are testing this guy. We talked about it last week. It's here. It is washed out on the camera, but it's the Eve Play. The Eve Play. This is an AirPlay 2 HomeKit adapter audio streaming interface. Basically, you connect this to your sound system, your dumb speakers, and you can cast to it from your phone, from any AirPlay device, from your HomePod, from your Apple Watch, whatever it is. So here's the size of the device in my paw, a little smaller than my hand, but this isn't tiny. It's a decent size here. You can see we have aluminum wrapped all around the sides. They call these chamfered edges, little glossy edges on the top and the bottom. Top is glossy. I didn't peel this off yet because it looks like it's going to get so many fingerprints, but it's glossy black plastic. And then we just have a little round disc here at the bottom with our HomeKit pairing code. Along the back, we have our power, Ethernet, coaxial, optical, or left and right analog outputs. Aside from this thing in the box, that guy, you also get a set of cables. These are also nice cables. Like the ends are actually like metal for the coaxial cables. They're not the coaxial, but the left and right analog audio. They're like metal wrapped, aluminum wrapped cables on the end, so they feel like it's a nice
sturdy,
cable.
Yeah.
As you said, Faith, it looks really nice, which I think is important. Mm-hmm. Like sitting on a shelf, that's going to look nice. but it feels a little like it feels so light. It feels a little cheap, like when I picked it up, like because I didn't expect it to be so light.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. When he handed it to me, I thought, oh, there's gonna be a little
heft there, but there's not a little heft there.
No, but maybe it doesn't need to be.
It probably doesn't actually need it. There's no point in adding weight if you don't really need it, other than just for it to feel a little heftier, like something else is going on. Power adapter wise, I hate it. I mean, it's whatever, but it's one of these guys, like the little bricks that you got to plug in, and the heads do come off, so you can take off the little prongs here for the US, and they include a bunch of different ones, so this can ship worldwide, and they're able just to swap those out wherever you are, which is handy, especially for the manufacturing side, because you're able to just to have like that universal version that's going to work like globally. But I just kind of hate these generic power adapters. This is a big old plug. It feels cheap, and I know they can make these smaller, put the power adapter inside and not have such a big one of these. And I hate barrel connectors. Like, I would have preferred it just to be a USB-C one or something that just looked a little nicer than this. This is just, these are a pain in the butt to plug in, right? Like when you got a surge protector, these are just so big and bulky to plug in. I hate them. So I wish there was a different power adapter solution, but as long as you can live with that. I set this thing up. Everything worked exactly as it should. It just showed up right inside of AirPlay, shows inside of the Home app as an audio device. Really easy to set up and use. Super simple. I mean, if you got some dumb speakers, some bookshelf speakers that you want to enable to use AirPlay with, this is a great option to do it. What do you think?
Yeah, I would definitely get something like that for our speakers, because we do have all sorts of different ones.
I know. We haven't busted out the actual like bookshelf speakers in a while, though.
Yeah, it has been a little while.
We use the Sonos ones and the Marshall ones, and then we got the sound bars, and now we've outfitted like every room in the house with HomePods. Mm-hmm. I know, and I even like the big one over there that the cat likes to sit on and turn on in the morning, and then we're like,
scare us half to death when we hear talking down here.
Yes. Yeah. It's the Name Muso 2, if anyone's familiar with those. They look really nice, but they're like as big as the windowsill, and our cat just hops up on there and touches the capacitive buttons and starts playing like NPR in the morning. And it's like soothing talking, but also who's talking in the basement right now? It's a little weird.
It's a little weird. It's
definitely a little weird. So, wrapping up this episode, we have one listener question. We had a couple listener questions, but we're only addressing one right now. So, Bob wrote in, so he's been enjoying the podcast. That's great, Bob. Thank you. So Bob has 4 Nest wired outdoor cameras and a Nest doorbell. They're not the latest iteration, though, so I don't think that they're HomeKit compatible. So I'd love to find some wired outdoor cameras and a doorbell that would stream live to Apple TV. As an alternative, perhaps one or more could pop up as picture-in-picture, although I know false alerts are going to be problematic. So do I have any recommendations for this? So he said he also tried an app called Webcam HQ that's $50 and the reviews aren't glowing. So I've not heard of Webcam HQ, but we do have some options. First, Faithers, we can actually use, I don't know, when you say they're not the latest generations, I'm not sure what that means, Bob. Like, are they like last gen or are they like 5 gens ago? Are they 20 years? How old are the Nest products? If they're fairly recent, I can't remember the name of this, and this is the live Google. There's a little adapter out there that you can actually use that will connect your Nest products to HomeKit. Do you remember our Nest thermostat that we had like way back when before we switched to the Ecobee?
Yeah.
I wish something like this existed back then, but it's called the Starling Home Hub, and it connects Nest to Apple Home. So if you want to try this out, this has gotten very good reviews. Enables, I believe, like HomeKit secure video. It'll give you basically everything you need. They're just going to show everything inside of the Home app. So if you're happy with your Nest product, try out the Starling Home Hub. These are about $99 at full retail. Alternatively, any outdoor cameras are going to work. So there's quite a few of them. I like the Eve Outdoor Cam, which has our spotlight on it. That's really nice. So depending on where they are around your house, that's hardwired in. There's also a fairly new one from, I'm blanking on it, Netatmo. Netatmo, European company. They do a lot of stuff with HomeKit, so they have a new one that is very nice. And there's almost every doorbell has a wired option. So a Logitech Circle View, the Ecobee that we're using, the Aqara G4, which is what we have on our back door for watching the dogs and everything, and while we're away. There's a pretty big list of the Belkin Wemo one. It's what my grandma has back at her place. She loves that one over there. So
she does tell us all the time.
yes.
She does.
So
like that one.
there are quite a few HomeKit enabled ones, and any HomeKit one will work on your Apple TV. So first off, app-wise, HomeCam. HomeCam should do what you're looking for. Basically, third-party app. Aaron Pierce puts it out, available on the Apple TV. You can pull up all the feeds from your house and watch them live, I believe, like a security interface. And it even pulls up like a different accessories in each room. So if you pulled up like our porch on there, you'd be able to see live shot of our porch and then like lock or unlock the door, turn off the lights, whatever was going on in that room.
Okay.
So that's really nice. You can pull multiple cameras at the same time. Apple's new interface on Apple TV also, I think, works in picture-in-picture. So like if you hold, I think, the TV button on the top right corner, on the TV button, there's the slide over and you pull up all the camera feeds. I think you can pull it up and then it'll go into picture-in-picture. So again, you do have to watch out about like those just a bunch of notifications. And if you have a lot of different ones, it could be annoying, but I think that's also a possibility to make that happen and keep everything in HomeKit.
Huh. That's a lot of options.
It's a lot of options. It is. So
Who
let
knew?
us know if those work out for you, Bob. Yes. What's been going on with the smart home with you, Faith? What have you liked in our home recently that's been working well for you?
Gosh. Well, now that we have our tree up, I like to have the lights on like all the time. But now I can just have that programmed and just be able to turn that on and off.
Right? You can just ask Apple's assistant to turn the tree on, turn the tree off. Yes. We also have, okay, I'm still bummed that we can't find the last one.
The village.
Yeah, yes. So I built like a big old bookshelf in our living room, and I left the top open for Faith to decorate. So like the rest of the year, she'll have pictures up there, and there's a plant up there and everything. And then during the holidays, we have a Simpsons Springfield Village, and there's like the Simpsons house and the school and like the Quickie Mart. Mm-hmm. We don't have the Simpsons house, I don't think. That's like the one that we cannot find.
We cannot find it anywhere.
And they're all from Department 56, so they're all really nice. And then there's a bunch of characters that go, and we have like all of the characters as well. So we've got the characters, we've got almost all the houses.
Yeah.
But we do have those tied up to an Eve Energy, and then every day we're like, turn on the Simpsons Village, turn off Springfield, and we can easily do that. But it looks so cool up there, guys, because she put up all the buildings, and some trees, and some fluff for the snow, and then we even have like the Disney hue light behind it. And
yeah, I love that too.
Yeah, so it's set to like blue light, so you can, when you gotta do it, it actually looks like it's like a sky behind it, and it looks just like a little winter scenescape. So I wish we could find that last, Simpsons house.
I look for that. Probably, I think every time this year when we put them out, we're like, oh, we wish we had the Simpsons house.
I know, and every year, if it ever pops up, it's just going to be more and more expensive.
I know.
Since they've all been discontinued.
Yeah.
But,
maybe someday.
Maybe someday.
But,
anyway, that calls it for this episode. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. Thank you to Faith for joining us. She'll be back eventually, chat more HomeKit stuff. Do all the stuff that you guys do. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Go ahead and watch the episode on youtube.com/HomeKit Insider. And links for everything are in the show notes. Otherwise, catch you guys in the next episode.